What could be better than one Flame Atronach? Maybe two Flame Atronaches. Welcome to this build video, where we are leveraging Flame Atronaches as our damage, and we are simply debuffing and watching the show. First thing we need to do is actually summon the second Flame Atronach. The first one is a constant one that can die, but you can remake one for 3 Flame Salts, which can be made at the Wizard Tower DLC, which is now included in the base game. And all we have to do is use our 2-hit combo, and then watch them go to town. So they one-shot things on Master Mode. Alright, let me show you what this combo is, because it's actually a little different than what I usually run. Alright, so it's the first spell. We have this opening magic debuff. Now, one thing I noticed is silence is cheap when you have 100 illusion, and it also is extremely potent. If you don't want enemy spells being cast on you, just simply remove the ability for enemies to cast those spells. So we have 2 debuffs. We have, well, actually 3. We have weakness to magicka on 20 feet, so it's a pretty big AoE. It only lasts for 3 seconds because we're ramping into the next spell, so this spell is going to be very cheap. And then we do the same thing for weakness to fire, and then we silence to prevent them from summoning things and being a problem. And so far, the silence seems to be really shutting down enemies in a really meaningful way, so I think this is a good addition to any build, just getting 100 illusion and slapping like 1 to 3 second silence on your initial debuff to prevent enemies from even doing anything. And then the second debuff is this heavy debuff. And I also noticed that paralyze for 1 second is incredibly cheap. There are enemies that are immune to paralyze, but the enemies that are not just simply get to fall over. So weakness to magic on targets, weakness, oh yeah, so 20 feet, 7 seconds. Weakness to fire on targets, 20 feet, 7 seconds. And I'm pretty sure the duration gets ramped from the first debuff, so I think it actually lasts closer to like 13 to 14 seconds. And then we also have paralyze for the targets that can be paralyzed. I think Storm Atronaches and Spiders cannot be paralyzed, but a lot of the other Daedra can. There's also an alternative thing I wanted to test. This Heavy Burden. It costs actually doesn't really cost that much more. I wanted to test this, because I'm pretty sure Burden just debuffs speed. So we silence them, we slow them down, and then we kill them. And then I also have a custom Flame Atronach spell that just lasts for 120 seconds. And I also have a protection spell, Protect Other, that you can throw on both of them, because Flame Atronach is actually not that high level of a thing, and essentially because it doesn't get damage reduction like the player does in Master Mode, its fireballs hit for normal damage, and then they're getting ramped with the other abilities, so you can cast these before you like engage. It only lasts for 10 seconds though, but we can make it last longer if we wanted to. We can also help them with arrows, so I can get the debuffs on, recast the silence, start shooting with arrows, go for some damage. I don't have weakness to shock on this. There we go. But we can actually help with an enchanted bow while they're attacking things. And this can honestly be done with literally anything. I just wanted to do the 2 Flame Atronaches because they're cool looking. But you could have 2 Storm Atronaches, and that would be better because Storm Atronach has better stats. Or you could do 2 of anything. Just make sure you ramp lightning. So whatever element of the thing you're bringing, bring weakness to that thing. So if you're going to use Flame Atronaches like in this build, bring weakness to magic / fire. If you're going to use Storm Atronaches, bring weakness to magic / lightning or shock, and you'll be able to ramp the damage of your followers. Now, where do you get this second one? Because for people who don't know how to get the second one, I will show that now. Here is where you make the Atronaches. You need 3 of each of their resource to make any of them. So 3 Flame Salts for Flame Atronach, 3 Frost Salts for Frost Atronach, and then 3 Void Salts for the Storm Atronach. And you can also make custom spells here as well. The location of the Frostcrag Spire is right here. You can break your way in. I believe there's also a quest to unlock it. And you can make these for free as soon as you get in here. And all you have to do is pick an average lock, which is pretty easy to get through. And then you can immediately start making these. You don't have to buy anything in addition to unlocking this area. And obviously we want to quickly kill enemies before they start becoming a problem, ideally. So if we can shut things down, Just gonna keep casting this stuff, just like crowd controlling until they kill him. Yeah, look at that. All right, it's time to rattle them. We got the boys, also known as the Earls, in this case. Rattle them, boys! Nice. This is when the build is popping off. You hit it with the 2 debuffs, and then you see a fireball come out of nowhere and just kill a guy. But we want to wait to get our magicka back, and then we'll resummon. And for this permanent one, you should bring a heal because its damage sticks as far as I know, so you should always heal the permanent one. The summon, you can just keep re-summoning, but this one, if you want it to stay alive, you're going to want to heal it. And this is true of any permanent Atronach. You can always get a new one, but if you want to keep the one you have, then maybe don't do that. Let's do that. Let's see it. Hit 'em. Oh, they're fighting each other. Shit. The one hit the other one. I need to get mana. They wasted that time fighting each other instead of killing the enemy. So I guess that's an issue. There we go. Let's get the debuffs on him. There we go. Good job. Let's find something else. We're working out the kinks of this build. Oh shit, they got the mini elf. She got the mini. Hit her! Oh, she tanking us. Yeah, I was about to say, it's gonna paralyze my things. Here, let's see. This should deal big damage. Should be debuffed. No, they're wasting it with melee attacks sometimes. Alright, so we're learning that sometimes they do melee attacks, which, like, kills the build. I was hoping they would only do magic. The other thing, too, is the AoE is not helping, so we're learning things. Yeah, the AoE paralyze is actually hitting them. It looks like they did kill. Oh, then they fight each other sometimes. Okay. What the hell? Dang, dude, chill out. They killed the temp, killed the permanent. Alright, so what are the problems with this build? Alright, first of all, is this build good? You're better off just using a big summon, honestly. This build is fun. But is it good? It's decent. It takes a lot of effort. I think you're probably better off just running one and then just like putting buffs on it. The permanent one is nice, but it looks like they keep getting into cat fights, which is not what we want. And then the other thing too is do not run AoE. You're probably better off a single target, because if you want to do your AoE spells to like paralyze and to debuff, for some reason they rush to melee range and then cast fireball, which usually puts them in range. So I was thinking they were gonna kind of be like backliners, hanging back and like slinging fireballs the whole time. But it looks like they kind of goof off and sometimes hit each other on accident and then fight each other, which is useless because then my debuffs decay, and then the debuffs are on the target and the target's not able to get one shot. So that's an issue. And then sometimes they get caught in the AoEs that I'm using, which if I was just casting magic, I could probably kill with that. So that's one of the other things. But it does deal good damage, and if you want to play around it, it could be good. The other advantage of this though, like you don't have to run this long duration Atronach, you could just run the basic one. So this could be like a budget magic build for dealing good damage and for using like cheap things. So if you wanted to run this like early game, it could be very strong. So we could run like the basic 30-second summon, which costs us almost nothing, and then spam debuffs on a target, and then this can one-shot. So that could be good. Like that's pretty cheap, because then you don't have to like cast a spell, and then you could have like a flame enchanted bow, assuming that we're doing flame debuff. So let's see, let's test this out against like one enemy now. Here we go. Get him! Get him! Wrong target! Wrong target! Get the correct target. Just fireball, fireball, get him! Oh, he tanked that. They do have a 20 damage fireball, so it's not like the biggest fireball. But I have seen them one-shot this before. Oh shit, he's coming after me. I silenced him. So we're just... T-poses. Alright. So that is it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe if you found this interesting or useful, and feel free to drop a comment as to how you use Conjuration in Oblivion Remake, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.